Nepal is home to an incredible variety of food, bold, regional, and deeply tied to its culture. Today, with the help of a local guide, we're diving straight into that mix, sampling a wide range of unique street food that Kathmandu has to offer. We'll wind through hidden alleyways, unmarked courtyards, and hole-in-the-wall kitchens you'd probably never find on your own, all in search for the best bite in the city. We started our day on the outskirts of Tamil, Kathmandu's buzzing commercial nightlife hub. As we headed in, we quickly learned that pedestrians and vehicles shared the same narrow streets and to be on constant alert. I mean, look at this. It's 10 a.m. and I'm already dodging trucks just to get some food. Eventually, we turned onto a side street and headed towards our first stop, a tiny dumpling shop that our guide called one of his personal favorites. Tucked away in the heart of the city, Aambo Momo served up one of the most memorable bites of the day. A momo is a Nepali-style dumpling, usually filled with meat or vegetables, steamed or fried, and always served with a chili sauce. That's our amazing guide, Deepak. Easygoing, sharp, and clearly passionate about Nepali food and culture. He was invaluable on our tour today, as you'll see, leading us to hidden local favorites and breaking language barriers with the locals. There are 4 different fillings you can choose from, or you can even take home a frozen pack for later. Deepak ordered the chicken and pork momos, which were out in no time. These were served with 3 different sauces, which I'll let the owner explain.
Peanut, mine spicy, more spicy.
There you go. Deepak's condiment of choice seemed to be smothering it in the peanut sauce, but I went with the traditional chili to start. Also note the smooth jazz playing in the background. Who knew we were in for an elevated street food experience with a side of ambiance?
That's so good. It's kind of like juicy. It's almost like a xiaolong bao. It's very juicy. I love it. Yeah. So that was way better than what we have at the hotel. That's way better.
Now for the more spicy. See, it is oozing with juice. I also ate this sloppily on purpose so you could see that.
Dang.
Oh yeah, and here's the filling, a deep, savory, and porky flavor bomb. This place definitely lived up to its name, Aambo, which Deepak explained was Nepali slang for crazy or, whoa, that's insane. But after a great first stop, it was time to move on. We had to dodge motorcycles on sidewalk-sized streets on the way to our next stop, and ended up wandering through a local spice market. We didn't buy anything, just window shopped, but the smells alone, dried chilies, cumin, turmeric, masala blends, was enough to keep the appetite going. After about 20 minutes of walking, we reached our next stop, Momo Pasal, a popular sit-down place filled with multiple floors of dining locals. But watch your head, they really squeezed in those levels with ceilings barely over 6 feet. Once inside, we navigated through tight corners, steep staircases, and more tiny doorways to reach our table at the very back of the restaurant. We got the Yomari kaja set, a kind of tasting platter that reminded me of Korean banchan. Lots of small components, each with its own flavor and texture. We also ordered water buffalo momos in sea style, which means steamed, then stir-fried in chili sauce. First up, the kaja set. There's a lot to break down here, so let's slow it down.
Lentil pancake.
The lentil pancake was lightly crispy on the outside and slightly chewy in the center. It had an earthy, nutty taste with a hint of spice.
And that's like beaten rice, very crunchy.
Beaten rice was the main starch, made by parboiling rice, then flattening with rollers and drying it. The result is thin, crunchy flakes that can be eaten dry or mixed with savory or sweet dishes.
And this is like a black bean, we call patmas. It's very like crunchy one, very stronger one.
Batmas are crunchy roasted soybeans, and this preparation was like a salad tossed with ginger, garlic, turmeric, and chilies.
Peanuts.
You know what these are.
Stay away.
This is like eye beans.
These two.
And potato. It's a pickle.
Aluko achar is a Nepali pickled potato salad made with boiled potatoes tossed in mustard oil, turmeric, chili, fenugreek, and sesame seeds. It was tangy, slightly sour, and actually quite spicy. This was my favorite dish on the plate because its soft texture offered relief from the unrelenting crunchiness of almost every other element.
That's called choila, very spicy meat.
Choila is a grilled buffalo meat dish, flavored with chili, garlic, tomatoes, and turmeric. It tasted like a leaner, less beefy beef, but honestly the bold, spicy marinade overpowered any difference. This was even spicier than the pickled potatoes. Overall, the kaja set was a great way to sample a variety of classic Nepali bites. I didn't love every dish, but I appreciated the experience, and it's definitely something I'd be open to trying again. Next up, we tried Momo Pasal's version of momos. These were filled with buffalo meat and doused in a spicy, sweet, tomatoey chili gravy. These honestly tasted like the choila, but in dumpling form. These momos were probably my favorite thing at this restaurant, but they were a couple tiers below Aambo's. Maybe I'm just a dumpling lover boy. We passed another market on our way to the next stop. These are apparently everywhere in Tamil. This one seemed to specialize in fish, which I'm assuming came from a nearby lake, and tea, which we ended up bringing home. We eventually ducked into this unmarked alleyway, headed past a tea kettle stall, and meandered through even more seemingly random doorways to eventually reach this.
So much here? Wow.
Wow was right. This is a literal hole in the wall with no sign, no menu, just a table and a guide that knows how to order. Deepak gave us an important history lesson on Nepali culture, but I couldn't help but peep through the doorway at our chef sitting on the floor preparing our next meal. And here it is, Sel Roti, a ring-shaped fried rice flour bread that's kind of like a cross between a pretzel and a donut, and often made during festivals. Ours wasn't too sweet, more on the savory side, which I preferred. This was paired with a cubed curry potato dish cooked with onions and peppers. The roti was slightly crispy on the outside with a soft, chewy center. The texture kind of reminded me of a pizza crust. The potatoes were similar to the aloo kuachar from before, but with a brighter, fresher zest to it, thanks to the raw onions and chilies. Although the bite together was carb on carb, the flavors played together nicely for a delicious, savory bite. Make a thing, so you got the potato, and you put it on the roti.
And then you put it in your mouth.
Yeah.
Our post-meal digestive was a piping hot spiced chai, probably from the market we just passed. I'm not a tea guy, so it tasted like every other chai I've had, but it was still tasty and appreciated.
It's very locally white, local class.
Okay.
After some more walking, we eventually ended up at a spot that looked like it was being run out of someone's living room, where this woman was slinging out lentil pancakes. This version was filled with egg and served with a spicy chili sauce. It was way better than the one at Momo Pasal, probably due to the loads of oil it was fried in, and reminded me of a nuttier, denser Egg McMuffin. We also tried their Yomari, a traditional sweet dumpling made from rice flour and filled with a condensed milk mixture. This one wasn't for me. It was too dense, sticky, and sweet for me during the heat of the day, and kind of hard to wash down. I think I appreciate it more in an air-conditioned restaurant with a tall glass of water. Luckily for me, our next stop would provide the refreshment I needed. We walked right past Kathmandu Durbar Square, a UNESCO World Heritage Site and one of the city's most historically important places. I'll be covering it in more detail in another video. Nestled right next to the square, Mitho Lasi is a tiny drink stall offering refreshing, delicious, ice-cold drinks. Lassi is a thick, yogurt-based smoothie blended with sugar and sometimes fruit. Besides beer, it was my favorite beverage in Nepal, so be sure to try one out with your favorite flavor. Ours were topped with a sprinkle of nuts for texture, and they were sweet.
Do they add sugar?
Yeah.
What do you got there, Jess?
A lassi. Is it just vanilla or
Vanilla, yes.
vanilla lassi?
Wow. Cheers. We had to walk on a road under active construction to reach our next and final stop of the tour. Eventually, we reached yet another unmarked courtyard, this time filled with locals. Seems to be a popular spot. This was definitely the most commercialized stop on our tour, with an assembly line of workers filling, frying, and dousing samosas in a sweet, tangy chili sauce. These had a crispy exterior with fluffy turmeric spiced potatoes on the inside. They were pretty tasty but hard to eat because they were so large and messy with that pool of sauce getting everywhere. Our last item of the day was jalebi, an extremely sweet, deep-fried, crunchy mini funnel cake thing dunked in liquid sugar. I guess Nepalis really like their desserts sweet. This was a popular item, but it was too much for me. So that's it for this Nepali food tour. I'm so glad I had the opportunity to try all these unique foods and really taste the culture with Deepak as our amazing guide. I highly recommend trying this out, and I'll leave a link in the description if you want to book a tour with him. But now, it's time to reveal my favorite bite of the day, and the honor goes to Aambo Momo's momos. These were literally just dripping with flavor and had a savory umami hit that was comforting yet exciting at the same time, and a trio of sauces to take it to the next level. I'll definitely be coming back here on my next trip to Kathmandu. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.